Good morning. This is the time and place for the Planning Hearing Officer hearing for, this would be October 12th, 2011. We have one case on the agenda, and relevant exhibits are posted on the panel located directly behind me. There is one conditional use permit on the agenda today. Under the provisions of Title 30, Chapter 30.42 of the Glendale Municipal Code, a conditional use permit shall be granted if four required findings are present. Those findings are as follows. The first one is that the proposed use will be consistent with the elements and objectives of the general plan. The second, that the use and its associated structures and facilities will not be detrimental to the public, health or safety, the general welfare, or the environment. Third is that the use and facilities will not adversely affect or conflict with adjacent uses or impede the normal development of surrounding properties. And then finally, that adequate public facilities, including utilities, parking, landscaping, and traffic circulation measures are or will be provided for the proposed use. In addition, since this CUP is requesting the service of alcohol, there are 5 criteria that need to be looked at when making the findings, and they have to do with crime and the concentration of other alcohol establishments in the area, that the use won't adversely impact any church, public or private school or college, daycare facility, public park, library, hospital, or residential use, that there's adequate parking and loading, and that it serves a public necessity or convenience. So those are the findings and the criteria used for the findings. If the evidence in the application and the hearing meets their criteria just described, then the hearing officer can either approve or impose conditions for approval on the case in question. If the findings of fact are not evident, then the request will be denied. Public notice. Notification of this hearing was accomplished by the use of public notices which were mailed to property owners within 500 feet of the subject property, physically posted on the site in question, and placed in the local newspaper. The hearing will proceed as follows. First, I'll read the description of the application and request. Then I'll read reports received from other city departments and other letters or communication from interested parties. The case planner will then make a brief overview of the case, giving analysis and make a recommendation. The applicant will be asked to come forward stating both name and address, and will be asked to present a case within 15 minutes. Others in support of or in opposition to the application and interested parties will be asked to come forward, again clearly stating both name and address within a 3-minute time limit. Finally, the applicant will be given the opportunity to make closing comments if desired in response to testimony given by the preceding speakers within a time limit of 5 minutes, and then the hearing will be closed and taken under submission. Decision. After the hearing, the decision will be prepared in writing and will be in the form of a letter sent to the applicant and all persons who responded to the public notice, either by speaking at this hearing or by submitting written responses and have provided their name and mailing address. The date of the decision will be the date appearing on the letter. Appeals. Under the appeal provisions of Title 30, Chapter 30.62 of the Glendale Municipal Code, the decision may be appealed to the Planning Commission within 15 days of the date of the decision. Anyone wishing to appeal may obtain forms and brochures on the procedures from the Building Safety Section Permit Services Center located on the same floor of this building. Speaker's card. If you wish to speak, please write your name and address on one of the speaker's forms, which have been provided by the front door, and submit it to our assistant, James. I would like to also inform everyone that the official proceedings of the zoning administrator's hearing are recorded on tape as part of the public record. As I said before, we have one case on the agenda. The case is a conditional use permit, case number PCUP 2011-014. It's located at 2270 Honolulu Avenue. It's Sake Restaurant. The case was continued from October 5th last week. The applicant is Han Yeo. The property owner is Han Don Chu, and the case planner is Gabriel Reza. The project is a conditional use permit to allow the sales, service, and consumption of alcoholic beverages, which just in this case includes beer and wine, at an existing full-service restaurant located at, as I said, 2270 Honolulu Avenue in the CR Commercial Retail Zone, described as Lot 47, a portion of Lot 48, tract number 1701. Before Gabe gets up and does his presentation, let me go over the comments. Neighborhood Services has a new code enforcement case on this property for 2 front wall signs, banners placed on the exterior of the structure without permits. Neighborhood Services recommends that that this be corrected and as added as a condition of approval of the conditional use permit. The police department had a number of conditions on limitations on when to serve alcohol. The restaurant shall remain open to the public during business hours. No video games maintained on the premises. Building safety section had their standard conditions. And that was it. So, Mr. Reza.
Good morning, Mr. Kiesel. Take it over from here?
You can take it over.
All right. The subject property is a mid-block development between Market Street and Ocean View Boulevard. The subject site is actually approximately 3,425 square feet on a 13,150 square foot 3-story building. The site contains no parking spaces. However, there is a large city parking lot located directly behind the restaurant, as best viewed by the aerial photograph this hearing room. No city departments had any major concerns or suggested conditions regarding this application. However, Neighborhood Services has a code enforcement case on the property regarding the one wall sign placed on the front facade facing Honolulu. Neighborhood Services recommends that this correction of this violation be noted as a condition of approval for this application. This application is consistent with the elements and objectives of the general plan and will not impede normal development in the surrounding properties, and is simply a renewal of an existing conditional use permit. The small-scale restaurant and its location in the area make it unlikely that transportation and parking will be any serious issues. There is a city parking lot located behind the restaurant, providing ample parking throughout the proposed hours of operation. While there is residential development located to the north of the property, it is not anticipated that this use would adversely impact the area, since this use is not a bar, tavern, or nightclub. Staff recommends approval of this application with approximately 14 conditions, one of those being that the code enforcement violation be corrected, and the applicant is in the audience. That concludes my presentation. Happy to answer any questions.
Very good, Gabe.
Sir?
I don't have a speaker card from you. Great. Okay. Thanks. All right, Mr. Franklin. You want to go over the findings, and then I've got a couple questions for you.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, again, my name is Kevin Franklin, the representative for the applicant. The location, just to reiterate, is a renewal of an existing CUB permit, which allowed the sale, service, and consumption of beer and wine in a full-service, sit-down, family-style Japanese restaurant with a seating capacity of 107, with hours of operation from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. daily. In answering the findings of fact questions, how this proposed location will be consistent with the various elements and objectives of the general plan. Firstly, the restaurant is a permitted use within the CR zone and is consistent with the general plan designation for community services and commercial land uses within a pedestrian setting and a neighborhood with the neighborhood ambience. On-site sales, dispensing, consumption of ABC, and accessory uses to the main commercial use, a Japanese restaurant, is with a full menu and full service of alcoholic beverages, beer and wine. Also, the restaurant is consistent with the goals and objectives of the Montrose Shopping Park, which objectives emphasize retail shopping and convenience services. Second question, why will the proposed use and its associated structures and facilities not be detrimental to the public health, safety, or general welfare or to the environment? Firstly, this restaurant has been in existence for numerous years, more than 6 years, and has never had any violations of the ABC code, or any police department has been there for violations of the ABC Act. A full-service sit-down restaurant within a 2-story building is consistent with the intensity and compatible in scale to other uses. The existing structure and proposed use conforms with the intent of zoning ordinance and is not detrimental, again, to the public safety or health of the community. The on-site sale of beer and wine is accessory to the primary use of the restaurant as a full-service venue, meal venue. Similar uses exist in the area within the community, and these have not proven to be detrimental to the general welfare of the neighborhood or the environment. Third question, why will the proposed use and facilities not adversely affect or conflict with adjacent uses or impede the normal development of the surrounding property? Again, the existing 2-story commercial structure has existed for many years and has not had any violations. The commercial 2-story facility is well situated on the site, and no substantial evidence is available to indicate that the proposed on-site sales dispensing of alcoholic beverages in conjunction with full meals will adversely negatively affect any property values or normal development schemes within the surrounding area. Fourth question, explain how adequate public and private facilities such as utilities and landscaping, parking spaces, and traffic circulation measures are or will be provided for the proposed use. As previously stated, there's plenty of parking to the rear of the subject use. The structure is properly accommodated on site. The landscaping is the same as the others along the corridor. I believe that's it.
Okay. Got a couple questions for you. To your knowledge, were there any problems at the site prior to 2010 when the current owners took over?
No, there was no
Okay.
problems that I know of. Or that
Okay.
that
And
they
then the
spoke.
new owners took over, and there was, as in the staff report, there was one parking issue?
I didn't read the staff report, I'm sorry.
Correct, Mr. Giesel. It was one parking citation.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's all.
And are you proposing any changes to the business operation or hours of operation as a result of the renewal of the CEP application?
No changes.
Okay, so the hours of operation in the staff report are what?
Yes, will remain the same.
Okay. And then do you have any problems with the draft proposed conditions of approval that were in the staff packet?
No, they would not have any problems with any of the conditions.
Okay, so you've gone over them and they're fine?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Those are all the questions I had. Since there's no one else in the audience, we'll close the public hearing. You don't have anything else to say, do you?
No.
Okay. All right, the hearing is now officially closed. Thank you for coming.
Yes.
It is 10 to 10 on April 12th. And the hearing is adjourned. Thanks.